Most stock screeners force you into somebody else's filters. And if you want to build your own stock screener with Python, the issue is not usually the logic, but with the workflow. However, in this video, I'll show you how to build your own stock screener within a spreadsheet in just a few minutes with the help of AI along the way. The tool that we're using in this video is Quadratic, and you can check it out at quadratic.ai, or you can just check it out at the link at the top of the description of this video. And basically, it is an AI spreadsheet that can write code, and it can pull and analyze stock data very quickly and easily, so let's jump right in. The great thing about Quadratic is everything is ready to go. You don't need to pull in external plugins. Everything is already done for you. So to start this out, I'm just going to ask Quadratic to show me a list of all API endpoints that are available that may be useful for analyzing company/stock data. And there we go. Now we can see what data is available and what kind of analysis we're able to do. And just as a quick example, before we build our stock screener, I'm just telling it to create a chart showing the daily price of Apple and Microsoft over the last 4 months. And that quickly, it's built this chart showing the price of Apple and Microsoft over the last 4 months. So that should give you a little hint of what Quadratic is able to do. So now, before we get started, I'm just telling it to remove everything on the spreadsheet so I can begin my project. So this is going to be my first prompt of several to build our stock screener. And if you want to build something different, you absolutely can. You can customize pretty much everything with Quadratic. But for this example, my first prompt is going to be create a reusable stock screener template for stock market analysis. Start by creating a section where I can input up to 5 tickers in individual cells, input the date range, and adjust screening criteria with filters for market cap, PE ratio, and any other necessary stock metrics, then await my instructions for the next step, and then I'm going to click submit. And there we go. Now we can input our tickers right here. Just as I specified, I can enter up to 5. Here we can specify our date range, and then over here we're able to enter our minimum and maximum for each criteria. Now it's time to pull in our data. I'm telling Quadratic to pull real market data, fundamentals, financial statement metrics, and recent price history for the selected tickers. Use Python where helpful to calculate derived metrics like percent return over the selected period, etc. Create a main screener table that includes each ticker, company name, sector, latest price, and other key metrics. Make the table sortable and easy to filter. Add a second table below with pass-fail flags against the screening criteria, and end with a column with a composite score that appropriately weights each of the pass-fails and combines them into one score to compare the stocks together. Summarize the weights methodology in the chat, then await my next instruction, and hit submit. And as it's running, it's telling us what it's doing, including writing Python code that we're able to come in here and inspect as wanted. Awesome. So here are the 2 tables we asked for. First is this screener metrics table. Here has all of our different stock names as well as a lot of different stock and financial data. And then down here is our pass-fail score. So it tells us whether each ticker has passed or failed for each of the different criteria above based on whatever we've inputted up here. So just as an example, if I switch this 100 in P&E ratio to 30, I can hit enter. And down here before, I believe all of these said pass, but now that it is 0 to 30, it is automatically adjusted. So with just those 2 prompts, we've already pulled in our data, and we can do a lot with what's already here, but let's go ahead and create a dashboard for all of this data. I'm telling Quadratic to, on a new sheet, create several charts to summarize the results, including market cap by ticker, composite score, period return percentage by ticker, P&E and P&B, risk versus return, and normalized price history, then await further instruction. And as I had told it to on my previous prompt, it has summarized all of our different weighting criteria right here, so we can review that as wanted. And after running that prompt, we have several charts showing our stock data. First, we have our composite score by ticker. And then if we come over here to the right, we have our period return percentage by ticker. Down here, we have this risk versus return chart. And then finally, we have this chart showing our normalized price history, the percentage change since the start date. And what's really great about Quadratic here is everything is within one tool. We have our data, our code, our results, our analysis, and our charts all within one tool. So that saves us from jumping between a million different tools, and it makes all of our logic and code much easier to inspect should there be any issues. Now for our last prompt, I'm just telling Quadratic to, on another new sheet, add a plain English summary section that explains which stocks passed the filters, why they stood out, and what trade-offs or risks we should investigate further. Make the template reusable so I can change the ticker list, date range, and criteria, then rerun the analysis. Keep all Python code visible, organized, and easy to edit, and once again, hitting submit. And here we go. Now we have our summary. We can see the analysis period, which tickers we analyzed, ranking them by the overall composite score, and then we can come down here for an even more in-depth breakdown. And now we have this custom stock screener that we can change the inputs however we want. So I'm going to change Amazon to Tesla. And we can see it's already changed that down here. And then we'll change the ROE percentage to 35 and hit enter. And now we can see that it's changed all of the data here. We can come over here to the charts page and we can now see that it's charted Tesla instead of Amazon. And then finally on our summary sheet, it has once again changed Amazon to Tesla and given us a breakdown of Tesla down here. And there we go. Now we have this reusable stock screener that we can edit and run as much as we would like. We're able to customize it as much as we want. If I want to go back and change something that we already did, I can easily prompt Quadratic to do whatever I need it to. However, if you do want a stock screener that is already created and you can just jump right in and start analyzing, you can find this stock screener template also on Quadratic's website, and the link to this template is also listed down in the description. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to this channel for more tutorials coming very soon. And to get started analyzing your stock data, be sure to go to the top link in the description to get started for free.